Welcome back to Zenlight 8, where we unravel the threads of life to weave a tapestry of peace, purpose, and power. And today, we're diving into a journey, a raw, real, transformative dive into what it means to live, truly live, in a world that's messy, unpredictable, and beautifully ours to shape. Years ago, I stumbled through regrets, chasing shadows I couldn't catch, until I realized wisdom isn't found in perfection. It's forged in the cracks. And that's what this channel's about. Sharing the lessons I wish I'd known sooner, so you can light your path before the dark hits. Picture this, a life where you master yourself, not the chaos around you. Where you laugh at the spills, save more than you spend, and rise stronger from every fall. Here on Zenlight 8, we're not just talking fluff, we're breaking down the raw truths. Self-control, it's your superpower when the world spins wild. Relationships, they're a dance of trust, not a tug of war. Time and money, they're yours to wield, not waste. Failure, it's your teacher, not your tomb. And action, it's the heartbeat of it all, because words don't build dreams, deeds do. Over the next hour, we'll unpack 7 pillars of a life worth living, straight from the soul of Zenlight 8. You'll learn why you can't force love, but can forge your own path. Why a small circle beats a loud crowd, and why saving a dime today outshines earning a dollar tomorrow. We'll face the sting of hardship, laugh at life's quirks, and grab responsibility like the reins of a wild horse. These aren't just tips, they're a philosophy, a way to play the hand you're dealt with grit and grace. Inspired by years of reflection, and yes, a few hard knocks. This is your guide to stop waiting, start doing, and find peace in the mess. So, grab a coffee, a notebook, or just your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Zenlight 8's a tribe and you're part of it. Let's dive in, because the clock's ticking, and your life's too precious to pause. Ready? Let's light the way, together. Self-control and personal growth. You cannot control everything or everyone, but you can control yourself. Life is a whirlwind of unpredictability. People change their minds, circumstances shift, and the world spins forward with or without our consent. Amid this chaos, one truth stands firm. While we cannot dictate the actions of others or the flow of external events, we hold the reins to our own responses. Self-control is the cornerstone of personal growth, a quiet power that anchors us when everything else feels adrift. It's not about suppressing the storm within us, but learning to navigate it with intention. Imagine rejection knocking at your door, a job lost, a relationship ended, a dream deferred. The instinct might be to lash out, to despair, or to cling to what's gone. Yet, self-control offers a different path. A pause to breathe, a moment to reflect, and a choice to redirect that energy towards something better. This mastery isn't easy. It demands awareness of our triggers, our habits, our weaknesses, and the discipline to act against impulse. When someone wrongs us, the urge to retaliate can burn hot, but self-control whispers patience, urging us to rise above rather than sink below. It's a skill honed through practice, like a muscle strengthened by repetition. The beauty lies in its universality. No matter the circumstance, no matter who stands before us, we always have this domain, ourselves, to shape. By controlling our reactions, we transform from passive recipients of life's whims into active architects of our destiny. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Each time we choose composure over chaos, we grow, building a foundation for a life that bends but never breaks. Your life's decisions are yours. Don't let others write your story. We are born with a blank page, a story waiting to be written. Yet, too often, we hand the pen to others, parents who dream for us, friends who judge us, a society that molds us into its image. To grow into our fullest selves, we must reclaim that authorship. Your life's decisions, where you go, what you pursue, who you become, are yours alone to make. This isn't a call to rebellion, but to responsibility. When we let others script our narrative, we risk living a life that feels foreign, a costume that never quite fits. The pressure to conform can be subtle, a nudge toward a safe career, a hint to settle down, a chorus of voices saying, "This is how it's done." But personal growth thrives in authenticity, not imitation. Taking the pen back means trusting your voice, even when it trembles. It's deciding to study art instead of law because it lights you up, or walking away from a toxic relationship despite the whispers of, "What will people think?" It's the courage to say, "This is my story, and I'll write it my way." Of course, this freedom comes with weight. Every choice carries consequences, and not all will applaud your plot twists. But the alternative, living someone else's tale, is a far greater loss. When you own your decisions, you own your growth. Mistakes become lessons, not regrets, because they're yours to learn from. The world may offer outlines, but only you can fill in the colors, crafting a life that's uniquely, unapologetically yours. Your worth isn't defined by how others see you. Know your value and never diminish yourself. In a culture obsessed with likes, followers, and approval, it's tempting to measure our worth by others' yardsticks. But true value isn't a reflection in someone else's mirror. It's a flame that burns within, independent of external gaze. Personal growth begins when we stop seeking validation and start seeing ourselves clearly. You are not a bargain bin item, to be picked up or discarded based on someone's whim. Your worth isn't contingent on a boss's praise, a partner's affection, or a stranger's nod. It's intrinsic, woven into your being by the sheer fact of your existence. Knowing your value means standing tall when others overlook you. It's refusing to settle for less respect, less love, less opportunity than you deserve. Too often, we dim our light to fit in, apologizing for our strengths or shrinking to avoid envy. But growth demands the opposite, a bold embrace of who we are, flaws and all. When you realize your worth, you stop tolerating what degrades it. A friend who belittles you, a job that drains you, a life that feels small. These lose their hold. This isn't arrogance. It's clarity. People may misjudge you, but their blindness doesn't define you. Hold your head high, not out of pride, but out of certainty that your value shines brightest when you refuse to let it be diminished. Learn to say no, set boundaries, and prioritize yourself before pleasing others. Yes is a generous word, but it's also a dangerous one. Spoken too freely, it binds us to commitments that sap our energy and steal our peace. Learning to say no is a radical act of self-control, a declaration that your time, your well-being, your growth matter more than others' demands. It's not about being cold or selfish. It's about being discerning. Boundaries are the gates of personal development, letting in what nurtures us and keeping out what depletes us. Without them, we become doormats, stretched thin across a web of obligations that leave little room for ourselves. Prioritizing yourself is a shift in perspective. It's recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup, that saying no to a late-night favor might mean saying yes to rest, or declining a draining invitation might free you to chase a passion. This isn't about isolation. It's about balance. When we constantly please others at our own expense, we erode our capacity to grow. Saying no takes practice. Guilt may creep in, voices may protest, but with each refusal, you reclaim a piece of yourself. Boundaries protect your dreams, your sanity, your spirit. They're not walls to shut out the world but filters to ensure what enters aligns with who you're becoming. In this space, growth flourishes, unburdened by the weight of unasked-for duties. Control your mind and emotions. Letting emotions override reason often leads to poor decisions. The mind is a battlefield, emotions its wild soldiers. Anger flares, fear paralyzes, desire tempts, and in their grip, reason often retreats. Self-control hinges on mastering this inner war, ensuring that feelings inform us but don't rule us. Every regrettable choice, words shouted in rage, risks taken in haste, bridges burned in pride, bears the mark of emotion unchecked. Personal growth falters when we let the heart outpace the head. For while emotions are human, decisions shaped solely by them are fragile. Controlling your mind isn't about becoming a robot. It's about pausing, counting to 10 when fury rises, stepping back when panic looms, questioning when longing pulls. This pause is where wisdom lives. Imagine a heated argument. The urge to strike back is visceral, but a moment's restraint might reveal a better path. Silence, understanding, or walking away. Reason doesn't deny emotion. It harnesses it, turning raw energy into deliberate action. The cost of failing this is steep. Relationships fracture, opportunities slip, and growth stalls. By ruling our thoughts and feelings, we steer our lives with clarity, not caprice. It's a daily practice, a quiet victory that builds a stronger, steadier self. Success comes from persistence, 95%. More than natural talent, 5%. Talent is a spark, but persistence is the fire. The world celebrates the gifted, the prodigy, the natural, but behind every triumph lies a less glamorous truth. Success is 95% grit, 5% genius. Personal growth isn't a gift bestowed on the lucky few. It's a garden tended by those who refuse to quit. Talent might win a race, but persistence wins the marathon. Failure visits us all, doors close, efforts falter, doubts whisper. But it's the choice to rise, again and again, that carves the path to achievement. Consider the artist who paints through rejection, the athlete who trains past injury, the dreamer who rewrites the plan after every setback. Their brilliance isn't inborn, it's forged. Persistence is the slow burn of showing up, day after day, mistake after mistake, when the spark of talent alone would flicker out. It's not sexy, it's sweat-soaked and stubborn. Yet, this is where growth lies. In the refusal to let failure define us, in the courage to plant seeds even when the harvest feels distant. Success isn't a sprint to the finish. It's a steady climb, fueled by the 95% who keep going when the 5% isn't enough. In this, we all have power because persistence, unlike talent, is a choice. Conclusion. Self-control and personal growth intertwine like roots and soil, each feeding the other. We can't command the world, but we can command ourselves, writing our story with bold strokes of autonomy. Our worth, unshaken by others' views, guides us to set boundaries and prioritize our own becoming. By mastering mind and emotion, we pave the way for decisions that endure. And through persistence, the quiet, relentless push forward, we turn potential into triumph. This journey isn't flawless, but it's ours, a testament to the power we hold within, a way of life and attitude toward existence. Life isn't easy, but you'll grow stronger through challenges. Life is no gentle stream. It's a rugged mountain trail, strewn with obstacles that test our resolve. It doesn't promise fairness or ease. Instead, it delivers trials, loss, failure, heartache, that can feel like weights too heavy to bear. Yet, within the struggle lies a profound gift, the chance to grow stronger. Challenges aren't meant to break us. They're the forge where resilience is shaped. Think of a time you fell, perhaps a dream shattered or a betrayal stung. In the moment, it felt like the end, but looking back, didn't it teach you something? Didn't it toughen you even just a little? Strength isn't born in comfort. It's carved from adversity. Each hardship is a teacher, showing us what we're capable of enduring. When the storm hits, we might stumble, but we also learn to stand taller once it passes. This growth isn't instant, it's a slow burn, a muscle built through repeated effort. The beauty is that we don't need to seek out pain. Life brings it to our door. Our task is to face it, not flee it. By embracing difficulties as opportunities, we transform them from burdens into stepping stones. The scars we carry aren't marks of defeat, but badges of survival, proof that we're tougher than we once believed. Live like there's no tomorrow, do what you love, and don't chase temporary things like money or meaningless sex. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. It's a hope, not a contract. To live as if each day might be our last is to strip away the trivial and focus on what truly lights us up. Too often, we postpone joy, chasing fleeting distractions. Money piling in accounts we might never spend, or shallow flings that leave us emptier than before. These are mirages, promising fulfillment but delivering dust. A meaningful life isn't measured in bank balances or conquests. It's counted in moments of passion, purpose, and love. Doing what you love isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Whether it's painting, teaching, building, or simply being with those who matter, it's the heartbeat of existence. Imagine waking up each day to a pursuit that excites you, not one that merely pays the bills. That's living. Money buys things, but only love and purpose buy peace. Chasing temporary pleasures, status, lust, excess, is like drinking salt water. The more you consume, the thirstier you become. Instead, invest in what endures. A craft honed, a bond deepened, a legacy shaped. When time runs out, and it will, what will you wish you'd spent it on? Live now, fully, fiercely, and let the temporary fade into the background. Time flies fast. Cherish the present and don't postpone joy. Blink and a year is gone. Time is a thief, slipping through our fingers while we're busy planning for someday. We tell ourselves we'll rest when we're successful, laugh when the work is done, live when the conditions are perfect. But perfection never arrives, and someday becomes a ghost that haunts us with regret. The present is all we truly own, a fleeting gift that demands our attention. To cherish it is to savor the small joys. A sunrise, a child's giggle, a quiet moment alone. Postponing joy is a gamble we're bound to lose. Life doesn't wait for us to catch up. It races ahead, leaving behind the chances we didn't seize. Why defer a trip, a call, a dream, when today is here, breathing and alive? The transcript reminds us that time flies. Yesterday you were 20, tomorrow you might be 50. This isn't a call to recklessness but to presence. Stop waiting for permission or a better moment. Dance in the rain, hug a friend, chase that wild idea, now. Joy delayed is joy denied, and the clock won't rewind. By living in the now, we build a life rich with meaning, not a ledger of what-ifs. Don't compare your life to others. Everyone has their own journey. Comparison is a thief that robs us of contentment. We scroll through lives curated for show, vacations, promotions, smiles, and wonder why ours feels less shiny. But every journey is unique, a path shaped by unseen struggles and silent victories. Your neighbor's success doesn't diminish your worth. Their highlight reel doesn't tell the full story. To compare is to judge your chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 10, ignoring the pages you've yet to write. Your life isn't a race against others. It's a solo trek through your own wilderness. Maybe they have wealth, but you have peace. Maybe they shine publicly, but you grow quietly. The only yardstick that matters is your own progress, measured against who you were yesterday. When we stop peering over fences, we start seeing our own garden. Its weeds, its blooms, its potential. Others may seem ahead, but their road isn't yours to travel. Embrace your pace, your detours, your story. In letting go of comparison, we find freedom to live as ourselves, not shadows of someone else. Happiness doesn't diminish when shared, but keeping what makes you happy quiet is often better. Joy is a flame that grows brighter when passed along. Share a laugh, a meal, a kind word, and watch it multiply. Not just in others, but within you. Happiness isn't a finite resource. It's a river that flows freely when we let it. There's a magic in this exchange, a warmth that binds us to one another. Yet, the transcript offers a counterpoint. What makes you happy is often best kept close, shielded from the noise of the world. Not every treasure needs a spotlight. Some glow brightest in silence. Why the secrecy? Because joy shared too loudly can invite envy, judgment, or theft. Tell the world you're thriving, and some will cheer, but others will scheme. A private life, the transcript suggests, is a happy one. Free from scrutiny, safe from sabotage. This isn't about hiding. It's about protecting. Share your happiness with those who deserve it. Those who lift you, not those who might tear you down. A quiet contentment, savored in solitude or with a trusted few, often outlasts the fleeting thrill of public applause. In this balance, sharing freely yet guarding wisely, happiness thrives, undisturbed and enduring. Forgiveness brings peace to yourself. Resentment only hurts you. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Resentment festers, gnawing at our peace, while the one who wronged us moves on, oblivious. Forgiveness, though, is a gift we give ourselves, a release from the chains of anger. It doesn't mean excusing the hurt or forgetting the lesson. It means choosing to let go for our own sake. When someone betrays you, the sting is real, but clinging to it keeps you trapped in that moment. Forgiveness sets you free, not them. This act takes strength, not weakness. It's a quiet rebellion against bitterness, a refusal to let past wounds dictate your present. Picture a burden you've carried, maybe a friend's lie, a family slight, a stranger's cruelty. Now imagine laying it down. The weight lifts, the air clears, and peace settles in. Resentment builds walls. Forgiveness opens doors to healing, to growth, to a lighter heart. It's not about them deserving it. It's about you deserving peace. By forgiving, you reclaim your power, turning pain into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Conclusion. A way of life rooted in this attitude is a tapestry of resilience and joy. Challenges forge our strength, urging us to live boldly and love deeply in the face of fleeting time. We shed comparison to walk our own path, sharing happiness with care and guarding it with wisdom. Forgiveness heals us, freeing our spirit from the past's grip. Together, these principles craft an existence that's not just endured but embraced, vibrant, purposeful, and wholly ours. Life may not be easy, but with this mindset, it becomes a journey worth taking. Every step a testament to our capacity to rise, revel, and release. Relationships and trust. You can't force someone to love you. True love is free and two-way. Love is a dance, not a decree. It's a rhythm that flows naturally between two souls, not something you can command into existence. The moment you try to force it, begging for affection, chasing someone who pulls away, or clinging to a heart that's already drifted, you lose its essence. True love doesn't bend to coercion. It thrives in freedom, moving effortlessly in both directions. Picture a relationship where one person pours everything in while the other offers scraps. That's not love. It's a transaction, a hollow imitation that leaves you emptier than before. Real love is mutual, a give and take where both feel seen, valued, and chosen. This truth stings when you want someone to care as deeply as you do. The instinct is to push harder, to prove your worth, to win them over. But love isn't a prize to be earned. It's a gift freely given. If it's not returned, it's not yours to keep. Letting go hurts, but it's also liberation. Freedom from the exhausting chase, from the weight of unreciprocated longing. Growth in relationships comes from accepting this. You deserve a love that meets you halfway, not one you have to drag across the finish line. When you stop forcing, you open space for what's real, connections that don't need to be pried open but bloom on their own. Keep your social circle small to avoid trouble. True friends want you to do well, but not everyone wants you to outshine them. A tight circle is a fortress. Fewer faces, less chaos. The wider you cast your net, the more you invite complications. Drama, envy, betrayal. A small, trusted group keeps life simpler, safer, richer. True friends are rare gems. They cheer your wins, lift you when you fall, and care about your happiness without keeping score. But not everyone wearing a friend's mask fits this mold. Some smile while secretly hoping you stumble, especially if your light starts to burn brighter than theirs. It's human nature, competition creeps in, even among those you'd least expect. Think of a time you shared good news, a promotion, a passion taking off, and felt a chill instead of warmth. That's the signal. Not everyone wants you to soar beyond them. A small circle filters out these quiet rivals, leaving room for those who genuinely root for you. It's not about isolation. It's about intention. Quality trumps quantity every time. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your growth, not those who measure it against their own. Trouble brews in crowded rooms. Gossip festers, loyalties blur. But a handful of real allies keeps the noise at bay. Choose wisely, and your world stays steady. Don't overshare. Most people don't care, and some secretly want you to fail. Words are a currency. Spend them carelessly, and you risk losing more than you gain. We're wired to connect, to spill our joys and fears. But not every ear deserves your story. Most people nod along out of politeness, their minds elsewhere, unmoved by your triumphs or tears. Worse, some listen with hidden glee, waiting for cracks to widen. hoping your stumbles prove them right. Oversharing is a gamble. You bare your soul, expecting empathy, only to find indifference or malice instead. The transcript nails it. Privacy is power, a shield against those who twist your openness into ammunition. Imagine confessing a struggle, a shaky job, a broken heart, to a crowd. A few might care, but others whisper behind your back, smugly relieved you're not untouchable. Why give them that edge? Keeping your cards close doesn't mean distrusting everyone. It means trusting yourself first. Share with the few who've earned it, those who've shown they'll hold your secrets, not wield them. Silence isn't cold. It's strategic. Protects your peace, your plans, your progress. When you stop broadcasting, you stop feeding the indifferent and the envious, leaving your energy for what and who truly matters. Trust your intuition. It often knows what you haven't yet realized. Your gut is a compass when logic alone isn't enough. It's that quiet nudge, that shiver down your spine, whispering truths your eyes can't yet see. Intuition isn't magic. It's your mind piecing together clues too subtle to name. A tone that's off, a smile that doesn't reach the eyes, a vibe that feels wrong. In relationships, where words can mask motives, this inner voice cuts through the noise. It's the friend who warns you before you're burned, the guide that steers you clear of traps you didn't know were set. Ever ignored that feeling? Stayed too long, trusted too fast, only to regret it later? That's the lesson. Your instincts know more than you give them credit for. They've saved you from deals gone sour, from bonds that would have drained you, from paths that looked bright but led nowhere. Trusting your gut takes courage. It's raw, unpolished, sometimes defying reason, but it's rarely wrong. Relationships thrive when you heed it, dodging the charming liar or the fleeting ally. It's not about paranoia. It's about perception. Tune in, and you'll navigate connections with a clarity that words alone can't offer. Be careful with trust. Even those closest to you can betray you. Trust is a fragile thread, strong until it snaps, then nearly impossible to reweave. We give it freely to those we love, those we lean on, believing proximity equals loyalty. But the sting of betrayal often comes from the hands we'd never suspect. Family, friends, confidants who know us best. The closer they are, the deeper the cut, because trust isn't just faith. It's vulnerability. Handing someone your heart or your secrets is a risk, and not everyone honors that gift. The transcript warns us, even the nearest can turn, leaving us to pick up the pieces. This isn't a call to cynicism but to caution. Trust should be earned, not assumed, built through actions, not promises. Watch how people move when stakes are high, when your back's turned, when they have something to gain. A friend who gossips about others will gossip about you. A loved one who bends the truth will bend it against you. Betrayal doesn't always scream. It whispers, slipping into cracks you didn't see. Be discerning. Test the waters before you dive. Guard your core until loyalty proves itself. When trust breaks, it's a lesson. Painful, yes, but sharpening your sight for who deserves it next time. Protect it like treasure, and you'll keep your peace intact. Conclusion. Relationships and trust are a delicate dance of give, take, and guarded grace. Love can't be forced, it flows or it doesn't, a two-way street worth waiting for. A small circle keeps you steady, free from the clutter of false friends who dim your shine. Silence preserves your power, shielding you from apathy and spite, while intuition lights the way when logic falters. Trust, the rarest coin, demands care. Spent wisely, it builds bonds. Squandered, it breeds wounds. Together, these truths shape a life rich in connection, yet safe from its shadows. A balance of openness and vigilance that lets you love deeply without losing yourself. Finances and time. Time is your most precious asset. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Time is the ultimate currency. Finite, irreplaceable, and slipping through our grasp with every breath. Unlike money, which can be earned or borrowed, time offers no refunds, no second chances. It's the one resource we all share equally in a day, 24 hours. And yet, how we spend it defines the richness of our lives. To waste it on the unworthy, mindless scrolling, toxic relationships, pursuits that leave us hollow, is to squander a treasure more valuable than gold. Every minute spent on what doesn't matter is a minute stolen from what could. A passion ignited, a bond deepened, a moment savored. Picture a day frittered away, hours lost to petty arguments or chasing fleeting distractions. Now imagine redirecting that time. Learning a skill, resting your mind, laughing with someone you love. The difference is stark. Time's value lies in its scarcity. It's the thread weaving every experience, every memory. The transcript reminds us it flies. Yesterday you were dreaming, today you're here, tomorrow might never come. This isn't a call to frantic busyness, but to intention. Ask yourself, does this matter? Will it echo in a week, a year, a lifetime? If not, let it go. Guard your time like a sentinel, spending it on what fuels your soul, not what drains it. In its wise use lies a life well lived, not just well spent. Saving is more important than earning. A financial buffer brings true happiness. Earning money is a siren song. Work harder, climb higher, pile it up. But the real power isn't in the chase. It's in the keeping. Saving trumps earning because it buys something income alone can't. Peace of mind. A financial buffer, a stash tucked away for rainy days, shifts life from a tightrope to a steady path. It's not about hoarding for greed's sake, but preparing for freedom's sake. When the unexpected strikes, a job lost, a car broken, a health scare, savings soften the blow, turning panic into possibility. Without it, even a fat paycheck feels like shackles, tethering you to the next bill, the next grind. Happiness isn't a fat wallet. It's the quiet security of knowing you're covered. Imagine sleeping soundly, free from the gnawing dread of what if. That's what saving offers. A cushion against life's jolts, a buffer that lets you breathe. The transcript hints at this. Money's a tool, not the goal, and its best use is defense against chaos. Earning feeds the present. Saving guards the future. It's not glamorous. Skipping a splurge, socking away a few bucks each week, but it compounds into something profound. $1 saved today might mean a dream chased tomorrow, unburdened by debt or desperation. In a world that pushes consumption, saving is rebellion, a choice for stability over flash, and the joy it brings outlasts any fleeting purchase. Don't chase material things. Experiences are worth more than wealth. Stuff is seductive, shiny cars, big houses. The latest gadgets whisper promises of status and satisfaction. But the chase for material wealth is a treadmill. Run as fast as you can, you're still nowhere new. Possessions pile up, yet the thrill fades, leaving us clutching things that own us more than we own them. The transcript cuts through this illusion. Experiences, not objects, are the true riches. A sunset shared, a skill mastered, a journey taken. These linger in the heart long after the paint peels or the screen cracks. Think of your best memories. Are they tied to a thing you bought or a moment you lived? A laugh with friends, a quiet night stargazing, the rush of creating something. These don't rust or rot. Wealth can buy a house, but only time and presence fill it with life. Chasing stuff drains both. Time to earn it, time to maintain it, while experiences enrich us without weighing us down. The world screams more is better, but more often traps us, tying our worth to what we have, not who we are. Step off that race and trade coins for stories. A life of depth beats a shelf of dust collectors every time. It's lighter, freer, and infinitely more valuable. Expanding the narrative. The dance of time and money. Time and money are twins, entwined yet distinct. We trade one for the other daily. Hours at work for a paycheck, dollars for a night out, but their balance shapes our existence. Time is the master, money the servant. Spend your hours chasing cash, and you might wake up rich in banknotes but poor in life. The transcript's wisdom is clear. Time's the asset we can't replenish, so wield it with care. Money's a means, not the end, a tool to carve out more time for what matters, not a trophy to hoard. When we obsess over earning, we risk losing sight of living, turning days into a ledger instead of a canvas. Yet, money isn't the villain. It's the misuse that binds us. A paycheck buys food, shelter, freedom, but only if we don't let it dictate our every move. The key is alignment. Use time to build a life and money to support it, not the reverse. Waste time on trivialities, and no fortune can buy it back. Squander money on fluff, and you're left scrambling for more, time slipping away in the hustle. Together, they're a dance. Step wisely and you glide. Stumble and you're tangled. Prioritize time's richness, and let money follow as a partner, not a master. The power of a financial safety net. Saving isn't sexy. It's socks before shoes, a slow build over instant gratification. But its power is seismic. A financial buffer isn't just cash in the bank. It's a shield against life's unpredictability. The transcript nods to this. A defense against challenges, a buffer for happiness. Lose a job? Savings keep the lights on. Face a crisis? You're not begging or breaking. It's not about millions, it's about enough. Enough to say no to a soul-crushing gig. Enough to take a risk. Enough to sleep without dread. That's freedom, and it's worth more than any luxury. Contrast this with the earn and spend cycle. Money flows in, flies out, and you're back at zero, tethered to the grind. Savings break that chain. Start small. A coffee skipped, a bill trimmed, and watch it grow. Compound interest, the quiet miracle, turns pennies into pillars over time. It's not deprivation. It's discipline, a gift to your future self. Happiness blooms here. Not in the flash of spending, but in the calm of knowing you're secure. In a world that peddles instant joy, saving is the long game, and the payoff is peace. Experiences over excess. Materialism is a trap dressed as a dream. Ads sell us shiny promises, buy this, be that, but the shine dulls fast. A new phone thrills for a week. A trip with loved ones echoes for years. Experiences stick because they're alive, messy, human, ours. They don't clutter your space or demand upkeep. They fill your mind with color. The transcript's clear. Things don't make us happy. Experiences do. A gadget breaks. A memory bends but holds. Chase the former, and you're a hamster on a wheel. Chase the latter, and you're a storyteller with a life worth telling. This shift takes guts. Society measures us by what we own: car, house, watch. But who cares when you're gone? No one mourns a lost Rolex. They miss your laugh, your presence. Experiences cost time, sometimes money, but their return is infinite. Skip the upgrade, take the hike. Ditch the spree, host the dinner. Wealth fades. Stories endure. It's not anti-money. It's pro-meaning. Use cash to fuel life, not to fake it. In the end, you'll count the days you lived, not the dollars you stacked. Conclusion. Finances and time are the twin pillars of a mindful life. Time, the priceless gem, demands we spend it on what sparks joy and purpose, not what dulls us. Saving, the unsung hero, builds a fortress of calm, proving happiness lies in security, not excess. Experiences, the true wealth, outshine the glitter of stuff, rooting us in what lasts. Together, they teach us to live lightly yet fully, valuing minutes over materialism, prudence over profligacy. Master this balance, and you craft a life not just affluent, but abundant. Facing failure and hardship. Failure is experience for success. Every fall is a lesson. Failure isn't the end. It's the raw material of triumph. We're taught to dread it, to see it as a mark of shame, but in truth, it's a teacher dressed in rough clothes. Every stumble, every rejection, every plan that crumbles carries a lesson, a nugget of wisdom to carry forward. Success isn't a straight line. It's a jagged path paved with missteps. Think of a time you fell short, a test flunked, a job lost, a dream deferred. In the sting of that moment, it felt like defeat. But didn't it shift something? Didn't it show you what to tweak, what to fight for, what to let go? This perspective flips the script. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the foundation. Each fall strips away illusion, revealing what works and what doesn't. The artist who paints 100 flawed canvases learns precision. The entrepreneur who flops on a venture learns grit. These aren't losses, they're tuition in the school of life. The transcript echoes this. Mistakes are proof you're trying, and trying is the seed of winning. To fear failure is to fear growth because no one scales a peak without slipping first. Embrace it, dissect it, learn from it. Every bruise is a blueprint, guiding you closer to the summit. Don't fear pain or loneliness. They're opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Pain and loneliness loom like shadows, dark and daunting, but they're not foes, they're gateways. We run from them, numbing with distractions or clinging to company, yet in their quiet depths lies the chance to grow. Pain, be it heartbreak, loss, or struggle, cracks us open, forcing us to face what's inside. Loneliness, that ache of solitude, strips away noise, leaving us alone with our thoughts. Scary? Yes. Valuable? Absolutely. These aren't punishments. They're invitations to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had. Recall a dark night, maybe after a betrayal or a silent stretch with no one near. It hurt, but didn't it also reveal something? In pain, you learned endurance. In loneliness, you met yourself. The transcript calls this planting, not burial. Seeds sown in darkness bloom into resilience. Fear keeps us stuck, but stepping into these shadows builds us. Alone, you hear your own voice, unswayed by others. In suffering, you forge a tougher spine. They're not dead ends. They're detours to a richer you. Don't flee, face them, and watch how they shape you into someone fiercer, wiser, whole. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's an old saying, worn smooth by repetition, but its truth cuts deep. Adversity is a forge, not a grave. What doesn't destroy you tempers you, hammering weakness into strength. Life throws punches, illness, betrayal, collapse, and each blow tests your mettle. Survive it, and you're not just standing, you're sturdier. The transcript nods to this. The pain you feel today becomes the power you wield tomorrow. It's not about dodging the hit. It's about taking it and rising tougher. Think of a storm you weathered, a crisis that shook you to the core. Maybe it was losing everything only to rebuild with clearer eyes. Maybe it was a wound that scarred over, teaching you boundaries. The blow didn't end you. It refined you. This isn't blind optimism. Some scars ache forever, but it's reality. Muscles grow by tearing, steel hardens in fire, and you strengthen through strain. Each near-breaking point stretches your capacity, proving you're more than you thought. What didn't kill you didn't just spare you. It sculpted you, adding layers of grit and grace to carry forward. Don't let the past define you. Focus on the present and future. The past is a shadow, real but not your master. It's a reel of moments, some bright, some brutal, tempting us to loop them endlessly. But to let it define you is to chain yourself to what's done, not what's possible. Mistakes, regrets, old wounds, they're chapters, not the book. Growth demands we turn the page, planting our feet in the now and our eyes on what's ahead. The transcript urges this. Life is lived forward, understood backward. Cling to yesterday, and you miss today's chance to build tomorrow. Picture a burden you've lugged, guilt over a bad call, shame from a fall. It's heavy, isn't it? But it's also past tense, powerless unless you give it rein. Letting go doesn't erase it. It frees you to move. The present is your canvas. Paint it with action, not regret. The future is your horizon. Aim for it, not back. A breakup taught you trust. A flop taught you hustle. Take the lesson, ditch the weight. You're not that person anymore. You're this one, shaped but not shackled. Focus forward, and the past becomes a footnote, not the story. Expanding the narrative. The alchemy of adversity. Failure and hardship are life's alchemists, turning leaden moments into gold. They sting, they bruise, but they also transform. Every fall rewrites your map. Where you tripped, you now step sure. Pain and solitude, though bitter, distill clarity, peeling back layers to reveal your core. What nearly broke you built you, each crack a seam for strength to seep in. The past, a loud ghost, quiets when you choose now over then. Together, they're not chaos, they're chemistry, crafting a self more durable, more alive. Resilience as a muscle. Resilience isn't a gift. It's a muscle flexed through strain. Failure trains it, teaching you to pivot. Pain pumps it, pushing you past limits. Loneliness stretches it, proving you can stand alone. The past tests it, daring you to rise above. Each rep hurts, but each rep grows you. The transcript hints at this. You're not buried, you're planted. Flex that muscle, fall, feel, fight, and watch it harden. Life's gym isn't kind, but it's effective. The stronger it gets, the less you fear, the more you thrive. The gift of perspective. Facing hardship shifts your lens. Failure's no longer a dead end. It's a detour with a signpost. Pain and loneliness aren't curses. They're mirrors, reflecting your depths. Survival proves your spine. The past, your wings. This perspective isn't naive, it's earned. The transcript calls it foresight, a gift to spot trouble and turn it. See life this way and setbacks become setups, each one a chance to rewrite, reframe, renew. It's not about denying the dark. It's about finding light in it, a view that turns struggle into strength. Conclusion. Facing failure and hardship is a crucible, not a collapse. Every fall hands you a lesson, every ache a chance to grow. Pain and solitude sharpen you, survival steels you, and the past fuels you. If you let it go. This isn't about dodging life's blows but dancing with them, turning knocks into know-how. The transcript's wisdom holds, what doesn't kill you shapes you, planting seeds for a future you can't yet see. Step into this fire, and you'll emerge not just whole, but wholly resilient, rooted, ready for whatever comes next. Philosophy of life. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forward. Life is a riddle solved in reverse. We stumble through days, making choices with half-lit maps, only to see their meaning in the rearview mirror. The job you took, the love you lost, the risks you dodged, they make sense later, threads in a tapestry you couldn't trace while weaving. This paradox is both maddening and beautiful. Understanding comes after, yet we can't pause to wait for it. Living forward demands faith, a leap into the unknown, trusting that clarity will catch up. The transcript captures this. Life's a story grasped in hindsight, but written in the now. Think of a regret, a what if that haunts you. In the moment, it was chaos. Now it's a lesson. That breakup taught you strength. That failure taught you grit. Looking back, you see the why, but you couldn't then. This isn't a flaw, it's the design. To live is to move, to choose, to risk, even blind. Freezing for answers stalls you. Marching ahead builds you. The past whispers wisdom, listen, but don't let it anchor you. Your next step, your next breath is where life happens. Embrace the mystery, and let hindsight be your guide, not your chain. Don't expect the world to be fair. Adapt and play well with the cards you're dealt. Fairness is a fairy tale we tell ourselves, a hope that effort equals reward, that good wins out. But the world doesn't run on justice. It runs on chance, choice, and chaos. Bad things hit good people. Luck lifts the lazy. Expecting equity sets you up for bitterness when the scales tip wrong. The transcript cuts through this. Don't wait for the lion to spare you because you spared it. Instead, take your hand, crooked, cracked, or golden, and play it with skill. Life's a poker game, not a merit badge ceremony. The winner isn't the purest, but the sharpest. Adaptation is the art here. Got a weak draw? Bluff. Got an ace? Bet big. A friend betrays you, learn to spot snakes. A job vanishes, build a new path. Fairness won't save you, but flexibility will. This isn't cynicism. It's clarity. You can't control the deal, but you can control your play, how you fold, how you fight. The transcript's nod to resilience fits. It's not the cards, but how you wield them. Stop railing at the table. Start mastering the game. Your strength lies in bending, not breaking, turning a rough hand into a winning one through wit and will. Humor, gratitude, and simplicity are keys to a joyful life. Joy isn't a prize at the end of a race. It's a flame kindled by how we walk the path. Humor lights it, turning life's absurdities into laughter. Spill coffee on your shirt, miss a bus, trip in public, laugh, and the sting fades. The transcript praises this. He who laughs at himself never runs out of fun. Gratitude fuels it, shifting your gaze from what's missing to what's here. A warm meal, a kind word, a beating heart. It's the antidote to want, a lens that finds gold in the mundane. Simplicity keeps it steady, stripping away clutter, stuff, stress, pretense, to leave room for what sings. Picture a day without these. Humor sours to gloom, ingratitude breeds envy, complexity chokes peace. Now flip it. Chuckle at a snag, thank the sun for rising, pair your needs to the core. Joy blooms, quiet and fierce. These aren't luxuries, they're tools. Humor softens edges, gratitude lifts spirits, simplicity clears the fog. The transcript ties them to happiness. They're cheap medicine always on hand. Life's messy enough, why pile on weight? Keep it light, keep it real, and watch how a giggle, a thanks, and an uncluttered mind turn even gray days golden. Everyone in your life is a teacher. Some teach you love, others teach you to walk away. People are mirrors and maps, reflecting who you are and guiding where you go. Every soul you meet, friend, foe, stranger, carries a lesson, etched in their words or wounds. Some teach love, showing you warmth, trust, the soft glow of connection. A parent's hug, a partner's loyalty, a pal's late-night call. These school you in care, in belonging. Others teach distance, their barbs or betrayals marking what to dodge. The gossip who stabs, the user who takes the cold shoulder. These are professors of caution, harsh but vital. The transcript nails this. Every person's a teacher, some of support, some of survival. That kind clerk who lifts your day, a lesson in kindness. That backstabber who broke your trust, a crash course in boundaries. Don't curse the latter, they sharpen you too. Love's tutors fill your heart. Avoidance's tutors guard it. Both shape you, rounding out your wisdom. See them all as guides, not gods, here to teach, not to rule. Take the good, sidestep the bad, and keep walking. Life's classroom never closes. Its faculty is everyone you've ever met. Expanding the narrative, the dance of past and present. Living forward while glancing back is a tightrope act. The past is a storyteller, spinning tales of why you hurt, why you soared. It's a sage but not a boss. Lean too hard on it, and you trip over now. Ignore it, and you miss its gifts. The transcript's balance is key. Understand yesterday, but chase tomorrow. Each scar's a map point, trace it, learn it, then move. This dance keeps you fluid, weaving memory into momentum, turning life's backward glances into forward strides, playing the game of an unfair world. The world's tilt isn't personal. It's physics. Good deeds don't guarantee gold stars. Cheats sometimes cash out. Fighting this wastes breath. Instead, play smart. Bend with the wind, dodge the thorns, stack your deck with cunning. The transcript's lion metaphor bites. Fairness is a myth, skill is king. You've got your cards, some bent, some ace, so shuffle, deal, win. Adapting isn't giving up. It's growing up, turning a rigged board into your playground with every sly, steady move. The trinity of joy. Humor, gratitude, simplicity, they're a holy trinity for the soul. Laugh at the spill and it's just a story, not a stain. Thank the rain and clouds feel less heavy. Strip life to its bones. Love, breath, a good book. And stress shrinks. The transcript calls them keys for a reason. They unlock ease in a locked-up world. They're free, portable, yours. Mix them daily, and joy isn't a peak to climb. It's the ground you walk, solid and bright, no matter the weather. Lessons in human form. People don't just pass through, they imprint. The lover who stayed teaches faith. The friend who fled teaches vigilance. Each face is a chalkboard, scribbled with do's and don'ts. The transcript's right. They're all teachers, intentional or not. Cherish the builders, study the breakers, both mold you. Life's a seminar and your classmates are everyone. Some lift your homework, some steal your lunch. Learn from all, lean on few, and graduate stronger. Conclusion. This philosophy of life is a compass for the chaos. Look back to learn, step forward to live. Past and present in tandem. Fairness fades, but your play endures, crafting wins from wild draws. Humor, gratitude, Simplicity spark joy, lighting even dim days. People teach you love's glow, caution's edge, shaping a wiser you. Together, they frame a life not just survived but savored. Reflective, adaptable, joyful, taught by every soul and second along the way. Action and responsibility. Action matters more than words. Results speak for themselves. Words are wind, easy to blow, quick to fade. You can talk a grand game, spin promises like silk, but without action, it's just noise. Life doesn't tally your intentions or applaud your plans. It measures what you do, what you build, what you finish. Results are the loudest voice, drowning out excuses and eloquence. The transcript drives this home. Well done beats well said every time. A vow to change means nothing without steps. A dream stays a ghost without sweat. Action is the proof, the pulse, the point. Think of someone who talks big, endless I wills with no follow-through. Now picture the quiet one who just does. Fixes the leak, writes the book, runs the mile. Who leaves the mark? The doer. Words might charm, but results endure. A meal cooked feeds more than a recipe recited. A house built shelters more than a blueprint drawn. This isn't about silence. It's about substance. Speak if you must, but let your hands shout louder. Life's scoreboard tracks deeds, not declarations. Move, make, mend, let the outcome be your megaphone, clear and undeniable. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Create it. Opportunity isn't a guest who knocks politely. It's a spark you strike yourself. Waiting for the stars to align, for conditions to ripen, is a trap that keeps you stuck. The perfect moment is a myth, a mirage that recedes as you approach. The transcript urges this. Don't sit for inspiration. Grab it, shape it, wield it. Life rewards the makers, not the watchers. That job won't land in your lap, you apply. That skill won't bloom, you practice. That chance won't fall, you forge it. Action turns someday into today, and that's where power lives. Ever delayed a leap, waiting for more money, more time, more guts, only to see it slip away? That's the cost of hesitation. Perfection's a coward's excuse. Reality's messy, and that's fine. Start small. Write the first line, take the first step, ask the first question. The transcript echoes. The time is now, not later. Opportunity isn't found. It's built, brick by imperfect brick. A painter doesn't wait for the muse. She mixes the paint. A runner doesn't wait for clear skies. He laces up. Create your shot, flaws and all, and watch how the world bends to meet your motion. Doing beats dreaming every time. Take responsibility for your life. No one else will do it for you. Your life is your canvas. Smudged, torn, or masterpiece, it's yours to paint. No one's coming to fix it, to lift you, to hand you the brush. Waiting for a savior, a boss, a friend, a stroke of luck, is a surrender that keeps you small. The transcript is blunt. It's your journey, your burden, your triumph. Responsibility isn't a weight. It's a wing. Own your choices, your messes, your dreams, and you own your power. Blame the world, and you're a passenger. Steer yourself, and you're the captain. Recall a time you pointed fingers. Life's unfair. They failed me, it's not my fault. Did it change anything? No. Now think of when you took charge. Quit the dead-end job. Mended the rift. Chased the goal. That's where shift happens. No one else wakes up with your fire, your stakes, your story. They might cheer or jeer, but they won't carry you. This isn't isolation, it's liberation. The transcript nods. You're the architect, not the tenant. Screw up, fix it. Win, claim it. Your life's a solo mission with a crew you choose. Not a rescue op. Step up, and the reins are yours. Learn from others' mistakes to avoid repeating them. Wisdom isn't just born from your own scars. It's borrowed from others' stumbles. Life's too short to trip over every rock yourself. Watch where they fell and step smarter. The transcript calls this the wise man's edge. A fool learns from his own flops, a sage from everyone else's. Every tale of regret, a friend's bad bet, a stranger's crash, is a free lesson, a map around the pits. Why bleed when you can heed? Observation is your shortcut. turning others' pain into your gain. Ever seen someone tank? A rushed marriage? A blown fortune? A trust misplaced? It's a billboard, don't do that. You don't need to touch the stove to know it burns. You see the blisters and skip the test. This isn't judgment, it's strategy. The drunk who lost it all teaches sobriety. The bragger who fell teaches humility. The transcript's hint is gold. Experience life, but don't expect every bruise to be yours. Ask, listen, watch their missteps light your path. Leapfrog their errors and you're ahead not because you're luckier, but because you're learner. Their falls your rise, use it. Expanding the narrative. The weight of doing. Actions the heartbeat of responsibility. Words pulse, but deeds breathe. It's the swing that cracks the piñata, not the promise to swing. Results don't care for your poetry. They crown your effort. The transcript's truth is stark. What you do trumps what you say. Avows a shadow, actions the sun. Build something, break something, mend something, let it stand as your testament. Life's a stage, and the spotlight's on your moves, not your monologue. Act and the story writes itself. Crafting your own luck. Waiting's a gamble with rotten odds. Opportunity's not a bus on a schedule. Creating it is alchemy. Mix grit, guts, and a dash of daring, and doors crack open. The transcript's call is clear. Don't wait. Make. That gig you crave? Pitch it. That dream you nurse? Start it. Perfection's a stall. Progress is a spark. Every no you dodge by doing is a yes you earn. Luck bends to the bold, those who hammer their own fate, not those who hope for handouts. Strike now and the universe shifts. Owning your orbit. Responsibility's a crown, heavy, but yours. No one else orbits your sun. No one else fuels your spin. The transcript's blunt. It's on you always. Duck it and you drift. Grab it and you soar. Every choice, dumb, dazzling, or dull, is your thread in the weave. Life won't spoon-feed you purpose. You cook it yourself. This ownership's raw, mistakes sting, winds shine, but it's real. No puppeteer pulls your strings. You do. Stand tall in that, and you're not just living, you're leading. The wisdom of watching. Others' flops are a goldmine. Why mine your own? The transcript's sage advice shines. Learn wide, not just deep. A buddy's bust deal screams caution. A tale of ruin yells restraint. This free intel, a cheat code past folly. You don't need every scar, borrow theirs, sidestep the snare. This isn't smugness. It's smarts. The world's a gallery of goof-ups. Study it, skip it, stride on. There tumbles your ladder. Climb it, and you're wiser without the wounds. Conclusion. Action and responsibility are the twin engines of a life well run. Deeds outshout words, proving your worth in concrete cuts. Opportunity's yours to carve, not catch. Seize it, shape it, own it. Your life's your load. No one else hauls it, so shoulder it strong. Other slips light your way, learn fast, fall less. Together, they forge a path not just walked but won. Active, accountable, alert. The transcript's call rings true. Do, don't dawdle. Own, don't offload. That's how you rise, results in hand, regrets in dust. Well, there you have it. 7 pillars to light your way through this wild, unpredictable ride we call life. We've walked a path together today on ZenLight 8, and I hope it's left you with something to hold on to. Self-control isn't just about taming the storm inside. It's about steering your ship when the waves crash. Life's philosophy? It's not chasing fairy tales, but playing your cards with a grin, a thank you, and a simple heart. Relationships taught us love flows free or not at all. Keep your circle tight, your secrets close, and your gut loud. Time and money? They're yours to master. Spend minutes on meaning, stash dollars for peace, and let experiences trump the shiny stuff. Facing failure's no picnic, but it's where you grow. Every fall's a lesson, every scar a strength, and the past's just fuel if you don't let it drive. Action and responsibility? They're the fire, words fade, deeds blaze, and no one's hauling your load but you. Learn from the stumbles around you, and you'll leap further, faster. These aren't rules etched in stone. They're threads of a life I've fumbled through, pieced together from regrets and revelations. They've carried me from dark corners to brighter days, and I'm betting they can do the same for you. This isn't the end, it's a beginning. Take these pieces, test them, bend them to fit your story. Life's not about getting it perfect, it's about getting it real. You'll trip, you'll doubt, you'll wonder if it's worth it. Spoiler: it is. The beauty of Zenlight 8 isn't in the answers. It's in the tribe we're building, the questions we're asking, the light we're chasing together. So, what's your next move? Maybe it's a quiet moment to breathe, a coin slipped into savings, a no you've been scared to say. Whatever it is, do it. The clock's ticking, but it's your clock. Wind it your way. If this hit home, drop a like. It tells me we're vibing. Share it with someone who needs a spark. We're all in this mess together. And if you're not subscribed yet, join us. Zenlight 8's more than a channel. It's a pulse, and you're the beat. Hit that bell because next time we're diving deeper, more raw, more real, more you. Until then, keep your eyes up, your heart open, and your hands moving. Life's a canvas. Paint it bold, paint it yours. Stay lit, stay alive. See you soon.